Hey there, everybody. This is Brian G, CEO of Golden Digital Solutions, back with another one for our series of treadmill topics, where I share with you my insight on certain topics while I'm on the treadmill. So today's topic that I want to touch base on is one that I hear a lot, that is of much concern to everybody. That whenever I start running ads, or let's say just doing an analysis of the leads that people generate from their social media platforms or their website or different sources, because we implement tracking tools, that I ask them about these leads and everything, and I get this feedback like, hey, you are getting leads here. It shows like you're possibly doing quite well. And then something, yeah, but these leads, they're just people asking for prices. Now, this is the core message here, that if you're telling me that, it just gives me a little bit of insight on your way of thinking. Because the first thing I think to myself, I might not say this out loud, of course, it's like, of course, that's the way leads work in the majority of the cases. Unless you have a product, no one's reaching out to you just to hire you, no matter what the rate is. They want to consider it after they hear the rate, of course, and obviously you have to add value, but you're always going to ask for the rate. This is going to the service industry. If you have products, you can just be straightforward and tell them $6.99, $7.99, or give them a discount at the time, right? But my first advice is, okay, don't be unrealistic with yourself, and understand that people are going to call you and ask you for the rate no matter what type of lead it is, organic, referral, or whatever it is. It's nothing different. There's no type of source that provides leads to a company, right? And people aren't going to ask for rates. Now, it's your job to close these, okay? Now, there is certain things where people want really low rates, and if you want to avoid that, there are best practices to implement on your website, your ads that you run, what you post on social media and things. What is that tactic? Number one, it is to put a minimal pricing on your on your business profiles in general, right? Website and social media platforms, anything that has a description in it. So, like, if you're a landscaping company, I would put it as low as per square foot, right? For lawn care services, for instance, right? Rates may vary, of course, you might put, but of course, that low as will filter out anybody who's looking for something more affordable than that, so that they don't call you and hurt your feelings when they ask you for a rate and not hiring, right? Because this is coming from a place of feelings. I'm sorry to say this. It goes out to all my customers here. I love you guys. You just can't work based off your feelings. Okay? You can't run a business based off feelings. So, second, you can also do certain filters, such as, right, if you're a moving company, it's a lot easier for you. You can set it up on your ads. Your rate for a crew within a certain amount of radius is this much for the first couple of hours, and so much after every hour afterwards, right? That's very needed in the moving company. I think it's very easy. I've been working in moving companies for a long time, and that's always worked. Having packages on their website. What does a two-man crew with a certain size box truck cost within a certain amount of radius, right? Within a certain amount of drive time. Think of that type of stuff, right? And make sure it's feasible for yourself, but then at the same time enticing for your audience or for the client. Because at the end of the day, what you want to gain more than anything is a client. I said this before, I'm going to always say it to you, and I'm sorry if I bore you, but that is a fact, okay? And then, second of all, you have to see this as an opportunity. Like, even if you're like a mechanic and they're not asking for something that's, black and white, you have to provide a diagnostic, or you have to provide an on-site quote. Take it as an opportunity. Learn how to talk to them. And be like, well, what type of this, or what type of the other? That could run you anywhere between, and give a minimal, right? And give a minimal amount, as low as this or that much, okay? So, but if you want an actual rate, I can visit you. I can visit the property and or you can bring your car in, and we can provide you a quote. this is an opportunity. You shouldn't be discouraged when people ask you for prices. You're in the door, they're considering you already, and it's your job to reel them in. So either be a good salesman and look up videos on what tactics that you can implement to get people in the door after you contacted them, or hire a good salesman. That's as much as black and white as you can get. But at the end of the day, you can't expect people just to kneel down to you for whatever you say because you're the business owner. They don't see you as that. They see you as a possible person they might employ. Okay? If they're interested in your service, you now become someone they will employ. So no, you being the service provider, you being the expert in your field does not mean that you have authority over them and that you just respect your rate. No, you have to apply sales tactics, not to scheme them, of course, but be generous. Gain a client. See what you need to do in order to get them get yourself at the property, right? Present yourself in a way that's going to entice them to want to hire you, or vice versa, for them to come to you, depending on their scenario. But don't look at it as like, oh, another person, man, calling me for a rate. No, you should look at it. Another person's calling me for a rate. They're interested in hiring me. This is my opportunity to gain a new client. That's the way we should all be looking at it. Okay? And you could also filter a certain demographic out, like people looking for very affordable, the most affordable. When you don't provide cheap services, this isn't for you. If you provide a minimal amount for a certain service, show that. Tactics like implementing starting off at prices low as, right? Package deals, things of this sort that you can come up with that apply to certain industries. Do it. Don't be lazy. Brainstorm with your team and see what rates that you can provide where they're competitive and still provide you a good return on investment. But most importantly, more important than the return on investment for that one job is the client that you're going to get, because clients have a lifetime value. I'm going to say that again. Clients have more value to them than just the job they're going to hire you for. Okay? So, I hope this message gets to the person that's been wanting to know about this, right? Who's been curious about, how can I get people just to hire me more often instead of, shopping around for prices. People shop around for rates all the time. But I assure you that the decision is not based off the rate. The decision is based off who they feel more comfortable with. And obviously rate is a factor, but there's so many other things to take into consideration, such as your brand, right? Whether your brand has recognition of being a trustworthy brand. If you're an honest person, there's something out there that solidifies the fact that you are honest, and they can invite you into their home and put the project and their hard-earned savings into your hands. That's the message for today. I hope it helped, and that's all for the moment, but I will be back for more. You have a good day.